Hello Nursery, welcome to home learning for week beginning the 11th of January. This week's story is going to be Good Night Sleep Tight, and the link will be on the overview sheet. We're just going to go over some of the activities this week just to explain them a little bit more, just in case you're not sure. So for communication and PSED, we've got a few children in nursery that need to learn their colours, or they're getting a few of the colours mixed up. So we've got a bit of a colour activity, which is getting them to use the colour names a lot. So the more they use that word, the more likely they are to remember it. So we thought that they could use Lego or Duplo or any other coloured building blocks you've got at home, and build a tower. So the adult says what colour to use and the child has to find that colour. We're also going to give you some colour flashcards, so you can use those as well, so you can get the child to rapid recall the colours as you hold them up. But you can also swap roles, so the child tells you what colour to pick up and you pick up that exact colour, and if it is the wrong colour then you say but you said, and just really reinforce those colours. Children who do know the colours, you could make a bit of a game and introduce a little bit of colour mixing. So you get a red block and a yellow block and then an orange block, so red and yellow make orange. So you can do things like that as well. So we've got these Lego challenge cards for you as well, so you can try and build those, and it's a little bit of maths because they can make patterns with them. And the other thing we're going to do for PSED is we're going to read that story and talk about what Knights had to do, and that they had Knights code. And we've got a Knights code for you to look at. And what you could do is come up with your own Knights code that you could have at home. You can change the name to your child's name, so it's their code. And you can introduce rules like you're going to do your home learning, you're going to get on with your brothers and sisters, stuff like that. For physical education, so the fine motor skill this week, we've got a split pin template, which we're going to talk about a little bit more. But the children, it's a really nice simple template, so the children are going to be helping to cut out some of these simple shapes, especially this body bit, because that is a nice shape to cut out, and even the head. They might need a little bit more help with the arms, because they are a little bit smaller and a little bit more awkward to cut out. So we're going to make a split pin person. If you don't have split pins at home, don't worry, you could just glue the arms on. They just won't move, that's fine. And the other physical activity this week, so this is our gross or big movements. Going to go on a night's adventure, so it might be that you need to go to the shops to get some bread, so you can say, we're going on a night's adventure to get food for the kingdom, stuff like that. And if they've got a bike or a scooter, they can pretend that's their knight's horse. If you're not going to the shops, you can just go for a walk and see what's in your kingdom. For expressive arts and design, so the art is the split pin knight. So what we're going to ask the children to do is try and draw on some armour for the knight. So they might put the helmet on, they might draw a shield on his front. You could even make a sword with some tinfoil or a shield that way. So you might need to do that before you cut out, or if you're going to use the tinfoil, if you cut the shapes out first, and they can wrap the tinfoil around the shapes afterwards. And then for Understand the World, we've got a PowerPoint called Castle People, so you can have a look at who lived in a castle and what they did. And after, you can talk about which person your child would have liked to have been if they lived in a castle. So you could even make costumes. The girls might have princess dresses at home, so they might decide they would like to be a princess, and you can act out some stories together. Or you can actually use this split pin template to make some of these characters yourself. It's up to you. Maths, we're going to do a little bit more counting. So we've got this castle template, and we've got these number shape cutouts. The children will be familiar with the look of these because we have these in school. So what you have to do is cut out the shapes and match them to the outlines on the castle. So they've got to count what ones they've used. So for example, this one here would be the number 2, so 1, 2. Get your child to count them as they're doing it. Children who are really confident with counting, because we do have a few of those, you could start introducing some simple additions. So it could be something like, you've made these 2 flags, how many pieces did you use all together? So they need to learn that the words all together mean how many in total rather than the separate amounts. You could also introduce a little bit of takeaways. So like, you had 3 and I've just taken the number 1 shape away, how many have you got left? So it's just lots of ways of counting and introducing some concepts there. For literacy and phonics, we're going to read the Gingerbread Man story. So you might have it as a book, but if not, there's a YouTube link there. And we just really want children to practice repeated phrases. It's a little bit of an introduction to rhyme. So you can do it with the Gingerbread Man. Also, We're Going on the Bear Hunt has got a lot of repeated phrases in, and also the 3 Little Pigs. They're just ones I could think of on top of my head. And we're also going to share some night stories. So we've got some links to some night stories there that are quite good fun. This one, The Kiss That Missed, is by the same author for the story this week. So that's always a good one to do. It's really quite funny. So if you've got any questions about the home learning, you can contact us on the nursery email, nursery@perfectprimary.co.uk. Don't forget that you can put work and photos of the work on your Tapestry account. If you haven't activated your Tapestry account, please send an email to us so we can get the link sent to you again. If you can't get anything onto Tapestry, just email it to us as well, and we can try and add it to Tapestry at our end. Have a good week and keep safe.